Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and early. 4 a.m., not even 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. First of all, I wanted to apologize for not making a video yesterday. Even though I have to get 2 paintings done by Friday for my buyers. Let's see, they should be behind me. There they are, right there. I had time carved out yesterday to do a video. And sure enough, I had an emergency that I had something popped up in the time that I had carved out, and I did not have time at all yesterday to make a video. My apologies. First time in a long time. All right. I don't like sitting here and making Trump a big deal. I don't like feeding into that. But I got about 4 different stories, more or less. The links are all going to be down below to everything I'm talking about here. Okay, one of the stories pertains to this quote. Donald Trump talks about a thief in diamonds. I want to talk about this quote because it shows where his head is at. The other story is Trump is taking the show on the road again, supposedly for the 2020 elections. He's getting out there and he's going to campaign for the other Republicans, which we kind of know right now. He is basically he's going to go from city to city, town to town, tearing down our democracy, basically trying to poke holes in our voting procedures and continuing with this false narrative that the election was stolen from him, blah, 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 blah. So he's taking this on the road. Any day now, the Trump rallies will begin again going across the country. That's the main thing. Honestly, I'll be flat out honest. It concerns me. All right. Now, I've told you guys before, if there's any hint that there was actual fraud, I want to know about it. I do not want to be fooled. So I did a couple other videos where Trump was on, I think it was on the back porch of Mar-a-Lago at night. There was a drum set behind him, and he was talking about, well, we got these votes in Michigan, and you heard about these votes in New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania, and Arizona. Remember that video? And I talked to you guys about that. At the time, I had no clue what he was talking about in New Hampshire or Michigan. So I looked it up, and the links will be down below. I want to talk about those two, Michigan and New Hampshire first. All right. Let me begin with the things that are similar between these two. Okay. In both of these are small counties. One small county in Michigan, one small county in New Hampshire. There was already recounts. In Michigan, I think it was back in December. And same thing with New Hampshire. New Hampshire, there was 16 other counties were checked, and there wasn't one count of any discrepancy in the votes. 16 other counties. Now Trump says it's evidence of widespread fraud and the election was stolen from him. This is a flat out lie. It's a flat out lie. In both these counties, in Michigan and New Hampshire, he won. I think in New Hampshire, he won like 64% of the vote. It doesn't change a thing. In New Hampshire, there was a 300 vote difference. There's about 200 votes. It involved 4 Republican candidates, not Donald Trump. Okay, and there was a discrepancy where the 4 Republican candidates got an extra couple hundred votes, and the Democrat got maybe 100 less. There was a discrepancy. No evidence of voter fraud. They don't know why this came up. But in 16 other counties in New Hampshire that were recounted, no evidence. So there's no widespread. And those 300 wrong ballot that were counted wrong, they were 4 Republican candidates that had already won. Didn't change anything. Didn't have anything to do with Donald Trump. And these are 300 ballots out of 800,000, which is like 1%. Okay? That's what New Hampshire had to do with. Like I said, the links are down below, so I was trying to memorize all these numbers this morning. All right, now in Michigan, I believe this was back on December 16th. They recounted this. They came up with 11 extra votes for a Republican candidate. In that recount, it sounds like there was 3 ballots that were damaged for some reason. And this has something to do, I think the ballots had something to do with legalizing marijuana. It didn't even have anything to do with Trump. Neither one of these states, the discrepancy in ballots had no change in anything to do with Trump being elected. No votes for Trump were even involved in any of this. And he had already won both counties. Okay, so the way he spins this is, that this is evidence of massive voter fraud. He actually comes out and says that. You guys are being lied to. You guys are being lied to. He is blatantly, I'm not even going to use the word exaggerate or twisting. He's flat out lying about both these. All right, now there's going to be another recount in New Hampshire. In Michigan, a lawyer for Donald Trump, because of those 3 supposedly ruined ballots, I believe he won another recount there again. Again, this doesn't change a thing. These votes have nothing to do with the Biden-Trump race, first of all. Second of all, Trump won both these counties already. So if there was a change, it would mean Biden actually won. It doesn't change a thing. All right, so Donald Trump's quote, what he said on his blog just in the last week. He said something along the lines of, when a thief steals diamonds from a jewelry store, those diamonds must be returned. And the diamonds are a reference to the election, meaning he must be returned to power. That's his goal. That's his goal. That's the quote he said. Like I said, all the links are down below. All right, so this confirms where his head is at. This isn't about confidence in our voters, in our system. There's the Republican governor of New Hampshire. It says that Trump is wrong. Republicans in both these states are saying that this isn't evidence of anything, of any widespread fraud. All right, so now Trump is going to take this whole thing on the road. And you can already see, I don't need to tell you where this is going to go. Supposedly, the 22 elections, and for him to rally for Republican candidates. And we've already seen what that involves. That involves him spreading these false narratives and crying about the election being stolen. Here we are 6 months out, and there's a lot bigger things on the horizon, like Russian hacking with this pipeline, what's going on in Israel, and everything else, getting kids back in school, getting our economy going. And we got Trump going coast to coast, crying. Well, no, he doesn't really go to either coast. He just kind of dwells in the middle. And pushing this false narrative. Now, like I said in another video, polls have shown that there's virtually no Democrats that believe that the election was stolen. And there's more Democrats in this country than Republicans. And out of the Republicans, only 70%, and this was a poll from about a month ago, there's probably even less now, that think the election was stolen. So we're talking about a smaller and smaller group of people, of hardcore Trump worshipers that are going to go around pushing this lie, trying to make it harder for people to vote. Oh, and by the way, I think in New Hampshire, they require photo IDs. And if you don't have a photo ID, they take a picture of you and make you sign a waiver saying that you are who you say you are. So there's already a system in there that's working. All right. And one last thing I want to talk about, like I said, links are down below. 100 Republicans are signing a letter that they're leaving the Republican Party with Liz Cheney now. And everything with, I am no fan of the Cheneys, especially after I watched a movie the other day called Vice. And it's kind of a humorous liberal angle of the Cheney vice presidency. And after watching that video, man, I have no love for any of the Cheneys, except for the LB and I can't remember which one is a lesbian, but all right. But anyway, even last night she took to the floor in the Senate, and again call Trump the big, talks about the big lie. She's not giving up to the very end, and I give her credit for that. Any Republicans that are being honest about this. The one thing that gives me hope about this is it's going to be another secret ballot. And in the last secret ballot with Liz Cheney, when these guys vote in secret, they voted to keep her. They didn't vote to kick her out. But when their constituents are involved, the sore losers across the country, the people that are buying into Trump's lies are involved. These guys don't want to lose their power and their money and get kicked out of office. So they go along. They toe the line for Donald Trump. So I think it's questionable, especially if it's a secret ballot, that Liz Cheney is going to even be kicked out. So there's 100 Republicans that are now out of office. I think like Tom Ridge, former governor for Pennsylvania, and various other secretaries, governors, ambassadors that are leaving the Republican Party. They've signed a letter that they've had it. They can't do this anymore. And see, the thing here is, though, most of them aren't in office anymore, which again shows what's going on here. That they're all pushing, the Republicans still in office are pushing this big lie just to stay in office. All right, so that's what's going on today. Let me put all the links down below so you guys can check this all out for yourself. It was hard to try to memorize all the numbers for Michigan and get the counties and all that right this morning. All the links will be down below with Trump's quote about the jewels being returned and all this nonsense. All right, you guys have a good day. I will be back later with another video. I got a lot to talk about today. All right, have a good Wednesday.